There we go. Put my banner up in the comments. Hi, everybody. If you're new to my feed, I'm Dr. Wendy Walsh. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm a psychology professor, but I've written 3 books on relationships because I've been studying the science of love for many, many decades. So I am your old auntie with the best relationship advice for you, wisdom for you on love. So the first thing I like to know is where you're watching from. Here in Cali, I have to go higher to see my Instagram people because this other thing is in the way. Let's see if I can do that. Hello. Hi, Steve. How you doing? In Beverly Hills. Hi, San Antonio. Hi, Florida. Steve and I used to work together. Hi, Monterey. Hi, Fresno. How are you? Hello, New York. Nice to see you. Australia. So it's tomorrow afternoon for you. You know, I have a lot of Aussies on my Patreon. And I don't know if you know this, but I do this live stream for a few minutes on Wednesdays before I head over into my Zoom room, the private Zoom room I do for my Patreon community. And if you want to join, you're welcome to. I have a bunch of Aussies there. Unfortunately, we're at a weird hour for the Europeans because it's like, whatever, 2 in the morning for them. But for Aussies, it's like lunchtime tomorrow or something. Hello, Barbados. How are you? Nice to see you guys. Hello in Iowa. Over here. Sorry, I'm ignoring the rest of you. Hi. West Covina. Hello. And Michael, you're a KFI listener. That's wonderful. Hello from Iraq. Hello. California. Hello. Let me know where you're watching from. It's always nice to see people from all over the world. Around the corner in Santa Monica. Hello. Canada. Where in Canada? I'm Canadian. I'm Canadian and I'm an American. I'm a Canadian who left the snow and came to sunny California. All right, so let's start. We have just a few minutes. I have a PhD in clinical psychology. I'm not a therapist. I don't have a license. This is not therapy. And if you have mental health issues, I highly encourage you to reach out to therapy. Look, I'm as solid as I am because I've been therapized for so many years. And I'm a big proponent of having a licensed therapist help you out. However, having said that, I have a lot of life experience and a lot of scientific research to share with you on the science of love. So if you have any questions, hi, New York, how are you? Hi, Puerto Rico, hello. I hope you did okay in that hurricane. Hi, Anaheim, how are you? Okay, what makes an abuser keep abusing and terrorizing you even after you're divorced? Control. Now this person has lost control. So they're going to continue to stay attached. And also it's often attachment anxiety. I see this a lot, even if there isn't like major abuse, but there'll be a couple and they'll have a torturous relationship. They're fighting a lot and then they divorce and you think, great, they're free of each other. No, they stay attached through the courts now. And the courts know about these couples. They keep going back and filing for different child support and child custody, but it's their way of now staying attached through conflict instead of staying attached through love. And oftentimes is underlying attachment anxiety. Hi, Wendy. I've been with a guy for almost 4 months. We have an amazing chemistry, physically and intellectually. I decided to finally to just disappear. What do you think? Why? I'm so confused. There's a lot more information. If you have amazing chemistry physically, why aren't you growing this thing? Why are you disappearing? Chaminda is also a listener on KFI. That's wonderful. What to do when you feel like giving up on love? You take a break and you go remind yourself of how lovable you are. You surround yourself by friends, family, colleagues, pets. You nurture all the social support and relationships in your life because it's true. The process of finding a good mate is a process of eliminating many, many, many mates. And it's an endurance test. Sometimes on those apps, you can get so discouraged. So never stay on dating apps for long. Get on, test the waters, get off, go out in the real world, hang out with your friends and family, and then go back. Yes, I agree. Ghosting is never a good idea. These are human beings out there. We're all hanging our heart out there. And what does it take to write a text that says, hey, great conversation or great coffee. I don't think romance is in the cards for us. Maybe I'll keep you in mind for a friend. You could end up working with this person somewhere someday. You could end up meeting them socially somewhere. Remember, especially if they're in your zip code. Why are avoiders impossible to be with? They are not impossible to be with. They're impossible to be with for people who have an anxious attachment style because they trigger all those feelings of anxiety. Now, two avoidant people, by the way, have very peaceful, comfortable relationships. Nobody treads into any, tender areas. They're like two calm, happy roommates living together. The only problem that happens when two avoidant people get together is if they have a baby who's high need and needs that love and intimacy and care, right? I thought I saw it, went by so fast. My boyfriend said he needs a break. What do I do now? I want to be very clear of this. There's no such thing as taking a break in a relationship. That's somebody breaking up. What they want to do, though, is they want to know that they can fall back on you in case the mating marketplace isn't what they think it is out there. So if somebody says they want a break, you say, then I want to break up. We're not taking a break. Because what they want to do is dip their toe out there and keep in touch with you and know that they can come back. So it's a breakup, and break up with them. What do you want to do with someone that never wants to go out and their relationship's only 6 months old? We have a great connection, but I'm bored out of my mind staying in all the time. You tell them, I'm bored out of my mind staying in all the time. If this doesn't turn into anything better, then I might need to get going. Just say the truth. What's an FWB? Told me he would never date me. Told me we had no friends with benefits. We had no chemistry. I walked away very hurt. I thought a friend with benefits was safe, but darn, I got feelings. Okay, I want to address this. It went by so fast I didn't see genders, but for the most part, women get attached through sex. Men can have sex with the same woman every week for 6 months and not like her one bit better than they did at the beginning. Women's bodies are unique. We must respect our very intelligent biology. Women's bodies during sex release so much of the bonding hormone oxytocin that they will find themselves having feelings. And I do not like that men have created the expression catch feelings as if you've caught a disease. Feelings and intimacy are the thing that keep us together. And so I'm sorry that you were hurt by this, but please don't re-injure yourself by going back with this person and having sex with them even one more time. It's over. You want something they can't give, move on and find somebody who can meet your needs. Okay, any more questions before I go over? By the way, I'm here because I have a Patreon Zoom room that's very fun and intimate. We usually have anywhere between, 8 to 20 people every Wednesday at 6:30. We do a private Zoom room. There's still time for you to join and come on. There's 4 levels of membership on my Patreon, but I've really gotten to know my Patreon community very well, and I answer every private message. So if you want me to help you build your dating app profile, if you want advice about a specific relationship, I can privately message you and we can do that. But that's over on my Patreon community. Okay, you have a question. Hi, Dr. Wendy, I have a question. I don't see the question. I just say I have a question. I can't forget about my ex who broke up 5 years ago. He came back every year, but seems, went so fast. Oh, how do I do that? How do I see it now? My first formal, I'm so sorry. I can't, it's all going so fast and I'm trying to skim it. Okay. There's 2 questions I want to address real quick. Trauma bond breaking and where to meet quality men over 50. Trauma bond breaking. The only way to do it is to get a licensed therapist as your partner. It is very difficult to break away from somebody who reignites some of your early trauma. So if we have a model for love that is filled with pain, that actually feels normal and familiar to us. And we start to fall in love with hope. We get addicted to the good moments. We only think about the good things. We don't hold bad moments in our head. So it's really important that if you are in a trauma bond, that you find a licensed therapist and you keep yourself safe physically and emotionally. Okay, where to meet great men over 50. Look, I fell in love with the love of my life in my 50s and I found him on Bumble. The great thing about the dating apps is that if you search by your zip code or very close, however many miles away, and you also search by age, then if you match with somebody, they're looking for you too. They're literally in your area because you've searched that area. They're literally in the age group. Don't cast a wide net. That's the worst thing you can do. Narrow your search. You're not looking to meet 1,000 people. You're looking to meet one person, the right person who's close to you. And now it's not moving along. First it was too much and now I can't get it. Scroll down. Why do girls always expect guys to pay for everything so they can spend all their money on themselves? Okay, I want to stop and address this. So, gentlemen, when we go out on a date, we often have paid for hair color, hair styling. We've paid for a lot of expensive cosmetics. we bought clothing, we bought high heels, maybe we bought underwear. If we are a single mother, we're paying $15 an hour to somebody to take care of our kids while we're with you. Dates cost women money too. Just saying that. Also, one of the ways traditionally that men showed that they liked a woman was to sacrifice for them. And one of the easiest ways to sacrifice is to sacrifice financially. And so I believe at the very beginning, even if she makes 10 times more than he does, that a guy should pay for the first date. Definitely 100% of everything. He should treat her like a queen. Then, because sperm chases egg, egg is making the decision. Sperm is doing the chasing. Okay, ladies, you have 100% of power. So if a couple dates into it, a woman can gently have the conversation like, hey, I think I make more money than you. Do you mind if I pay for this one? Or I'm going to pack a picnic. That's what I did with my boyfriend. He would take me out, and whenever we'd go to a restaurant, he would pay. Whenever I would just say, oh, I just want to have a picnic, or I just want to go outdoors. It was during COVID. We did a lot of outdoor dating. And then I would go and buy expensive gourmet food and make, nice food for him. So that was my contribution. So yeah, that's how the chase is. Now, if you're in a relationship where you're paying and paying and paying and paying, and you don't feel like it's being reciprocated in any way, that they're not giving care in any way, then why are you continuing to sacrifice if it's not coming back, right? We all have to look for, in the early stages of dating, reciprocity, right? Meaning you give a little one way, they give a little another way. All relationships are an exchange of care. That care can take many forms. It can be financial care, it can be sexual care, it can be emotional support care, it can be intellectual stimulation care, it can be child care, domestic responsibility care. There's all kinds of ways that couples take care of each other. But if you find that one person is giving too much and one is just taking, then the question is, why is that one continuing to sacrifice? Okay. Letting you know that I'm heading over to my Patreon Zoom room in just a minute. There's still time to sign up. Go to patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. And we do private Zoom rooms every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. I'm in California. And we have a lovely brain trust of people who share. It's all confidential. I don't record anything. Who share information with each other. And it's wonderful. Oh, here's a good question. How can you discuss the prenuptial agreement with love and compassion? Well, you should talk about it in terms of care, right? I want to make sure that if this relationship doesn't go until death do us part, that we part in a way that we can be amicable and we can both feel that our needs are cared for. I like to create a prenuptial agreement that allows you to keep all the things that are yours coming into the relationship so that you will always have them, that I will never take things from you. I'd like to keep the things that are mine. Now, when we get into the marriage, if one person ends up sacrificing more financially because they're giving birth to kids or they're raising kids, then we'll adjust how much money you would get afterwards. Some people base it on years of marriage. Some people base it on number of children, etc. During the vulnerable years of pregnancy, nursing, and raising small children, women are the ones who are taking the hit financially. So they do need to be compensated for that. Well, same guy asked a question. My girlfriend wants me to propose by December, but it makes me anxious. Help. You need to make a decision. I don't know how long you've been together, but if you've been together at least a year and she's in her fertility window, and she wants to get married and she wants to have children, she has every right to tell you this is what her expectations are. And now the ball's in your court. You don't have to propose to her. You can break up with her, or she'll get ready for her to break up with her. In fact, it's her job to break up with you if you don't go along with it. So you got to make that decision. Look, men do not grow up reading grooms magazines. They don't plan for the perfect tuxedo for their wedding their whole life. Men only get to an altar if a woman helps them get there. Trust me on that. And I will say this, I've been saying it over and over. I'm getting some pushback on my social media. We all need to normalize monogamy. Monogamy has been spreading around the planet for the last 150 years for a very good reason. Societies are safer when there's lots of monogamy. When everybody has a mate, life is peaceful. When there are a group of young men at the bottom who can't find mates, this is when crime rates go up, and this is when life becomes more dangerous. So even though there's an oversupply of successful women right now, and they're all tend to be vying for just a small group of highly successful men. I encourage women to reframe your idea of a power man. A power man may be a guy who can power a stroller, and maybe a kind, compassionate best friend. Maybe that's who you should be considering. So if you think you're going to hold out for an alpha man, well, you've got a fertility window that he doesn't have, it's up to you. Do you want to keep your genes in evolution's chain? It's a big question, right? You've been together 9 months, Jack, and she's 28 years old. So yeah, you got a few months, but after a year, you better make a decision because she's not going to waste much more time if she wants to have a baby. Okay, I am heading over to my Patreon Zoomer now. It starts in 15 minutes. Go to patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. You can also always listen to me on KFI AM 640 radio. All you do is download the iHeart radio app wherever you are in the world. Search Dr. Wendy Walsh. I'm live for 3 hours on Sundays from 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific time, but you can listen to recordings of the show anytime on the iHeart radio app. In addition, I'm on TikTok and YouTube and everywhere else, and you're welcome to follow me. Instagram, it's lovely to see you, and I love to do my Instagram lives during the Dr. Wendy Walsh Show on Sundays, so I'll see you there again. But come on over to my Patreon. I'm going there right now, patreon.com/Dr. Wendy Walsh. Thanks for being with me. Bye.